when you're setting your New Year's resolutions for 2026, don't put a time limit on it. I made this mistake in 2025. I would actually have set my goals, right? I set 3 goals for 2025 and I told myself I had to do them through the end of December. And yes, setting goals is great, okay? And setting those goals was good for me. And I got really close to actually achieving them. And I got closer to achieving those goals than I would have had I not set the goals to begin with, if that makes any sense. However, I would recommend for 2026, this is what I'm doing. I'm not putting a time limit on my goals. I'm not telling myself, oh, it has to be done by a certain amount of time, because that jams my nervous system, right? The interesting thing is, if you don't put a time limit on your goals, you might actually achieve your goals faster than if you put a time limit on it, because you never had to fight this internal belief that about when you were going to achieve the goal, right? All you have to do is focus on achieving the goal. It's great to have the goals, have the goal, right? Whatever it is that you want to accomplish in 2026. Let's say you want to get down to a certain body fat percentage. Let's say you want to gain muscle, a certain amount of muscle. Let's say you want to get a certain job, you want to get a girlfriend, whatever it is, right? Like, just focus on achieving the goal, right? Too many times in our life, we put a time limit on our goals, and that stresses us out. It jams our nervous system. It stops us from being as creative, and we don't actually end up achieving the goals because the time limit runs out, and then we're like, oh man, like, I guess we couldn't do it. Well, that's wrong. You can do it. You just gave yourself a time limit, right? So many things in life, you can achieve them if you just don't put a time limit on it. You have more time than you think. And the second thing is, when you're setting your resolutions, start with something small at first, right? Because you need to build confidence in yourself to be able to do something big, right? If you start off with a super big, ambitious goal, yes, more power to you. However, in order to achieve that super ambitious goal and not get discouraged along the way, have some smaller goals along the way that you know that you can accomplish if you just set your mind to it, right? Let's say your goal is like bench 225 pounds, right? And you've never gone to the gym before. Don't set 225 as your goal. Set like a 90 pound bench press as a goal, right? You know you can achieve that goal. And you can even start even lower, right? Set milestones on the way to your big goal, right? That allows you to build confidence in yourself and confidence in the process. And that lets you be able to set bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger goals, right? And you get to a point where you're not achieving your goals, just set the bar lower again so you can rebuild that confidence in yourself and then go back to the bigger goals.